The United States is once again facing the wrath of extreme weather conditions as the threat of tornadoes moves east into the Mississippi Valley and deep south. This follows a massive storm system that swept across the country, causing widespread destruction. From deadly dust storms and multiple tornadoes to devastating wildfires, millions of Americans are being impacted by this dangerous weather event. Authorities are urging residents to remain vigilant as severe thunderstorms, powerful winds, and more tornadoes are expected in the coming days. Storm system wreaks havoc across multiple states. Tornadoes and damaging winds on Friday. Multiple tornadoes were reported across Missouri, with some touching down near St. Louis. Forecasters had already warned that this storm system could affect more than 100 million people, bringing wind gusts of up to 80 mph, 130 kph across the region. The National Weather Service, NWS, issued numerous tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings for states including Alabama, Kentucky, Mississippi, Tennessee, Illinois, Indiana, and Texas. Deadly dust storms in Texas. In the Texas Panhandle, extreme winds whipped up deadly dust storms, resulting in a catastrophic series of car crashes. Sergeant Cindy Barkley of the Texas Department of Public Safety described the devastation, revealing that 3 people lost their lives in Amarillo County when visibility dropped to near zero. In one particularly harrowing incident, a massive pileup involving at least 38 vehicles occurred due to the blinding dust storm. Evacuations amid widespread wildfires. The storm system's high winds and dry conditions also fueled more than 130 wildfires across the central and southern U.S. states, such as Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, and New Mexico, were forced to issue evacuation orders. Firefighters worked tirelessly to contain the blazes, but the high winds made their efforts difficult. The Oklahoma Department of Emergency Management activated its emergency response team as fires rapidly spread, forcing residents to flee their homes. The science behind this extreme weather event. Meteorologists have noted that this storm system is unique due to its sheer size and intensity. Bill Bunting, a lead meteorologist at the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, explained that the storm's large scale is causing substantial weather impacts over a vast geographical area. The combination of cold air in the northern states and warm, dry air in the south has created an environment ripe for tornadoes, high winds, and wildfires. Missouri and the Midwest. Ground zero for tornadoes. Tornado outbreak in St. Louis and surrounding areas. The National Weather Service confirmed that at least 5 tornadoes touched down in Missouri on Friday, with reports of significant structural damage. One tornado hit a shopping plaza in Rolla, Missouri, leaving businesses in ruins. Storm chasers and meteorologists documented twisters forming at an alarming rate, moving swiftly across the landscape and destroying everything in their path. Fast-moving storms continue through the weekend. According to the Storm Prediction Center, the tornado threat remains high throughout the weekend. Fast-moving storms with wind speeds exceeding hurricane force are expected. The primary concerns include potentially violent tornadoes across the central Gulf Coast and deep south straight-line winds reaching 100 mph, 160 kph, large hail with some the size of baseballs. Southern states brace for impact. Mississippi and Alabama on high alert. Mississippi and Alabama are expected to experience the worst of the severe weather over the weekend. Cities like Jackson and Hattiesburg in Mississippi, along with Birmingham and Tuscaloosa in Alabama, are at a high risk of damaging tornadoes. Forecasters are urging residents to take precautions, as some tornadoes could be long-track and extremely destructive. Potential for flash flooding. The storm system is also bringing heavy rainfall to the eastern US, with flash flooding expected. In some areas, parts of the East Coast could see excessive rain accumulation, leading to hazardous travel conditions and potential property damage. Wildfires intensify in the southern plains. Texas and Oklahoma face rapidly spreading fires as dry conditions persist. Wildfires are becoming an increasing threat. The Texas A&M University Forest Service reported that a wildfire in Roberts County, Texas, exploded in size within hours, growing from less than a square mile to nearly 33 square miles. In western Oklahoma, evacuations were ordered in multiple towns as flames encroached upon homes and businesses, efforts, hampered by high winds efforts to combat the fires have been complicated by the same high winds driving the storms. Firefighting aircraft were deployed, but had limited success due to poor visibility caused by smoke and dust. Andy James, Fire Management Chief of Oklahoma Forestry Services, emphasized the challenges faced by emergency responders, noting that the combination of wind, dry vegetation, and warm temperatures is creating a perfect storm for wildfire outbreaks, power outages, and travel disruptions. Massive power outages across multiple states. The storm has left hundreds of thousands of residents without electricity. According to poweroutage.us, more than 216,000 homes and businesses in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri were experiencing power failures. Utility crews are working around the clock to restore power, but continued high winds may lead to additional outages, blizzard conditions in the northern plains, while the southern states battle tornadoes and wildfires. The northern states are experiencing winter storm conditions. Blizzard warnings have been issued for parts of western Minnesota and eastern South Dakota. Snowfall totals of 3 to 6 inches are expected, with some areas potentially receiving up to a foot of snow. Strong winds will lead to whiteout conditions, making travel hazardous. Looking ahead, what to expect in the coming days? Continued tornado threat. Severe storms are expected to persist through Sunday, with additional tornadoes possible in Georgia, Tennessee, and the Florida Panhandle. Emergency officials are advising residents to have a preparedness plan in place, including identifying safe shelter locations and keeping emergency supplies on hand. Lingering fire danger. Even as the storm system moves east, the risk of wildfires will remain high in the southern plains. Dry conditions and gusty winds will continue to make firefighting efforts difficult. Winter storm impacts. The northern US will see the storm transition into a winter system, with more snow and ice accumulations expected. States like North Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin should prepare for continued cold and hazardous travel conditions. Conclusion. This powerful storm system is leaving a path of destruction across the United States, from deadly tornadoes and high winds to devastating wildfires and blizzard conditions. Residents in affected areas must remain vigilant, heed weather warnings, and take necessary precautions. As meteorologists continue to monitor the situation, staying informed and prepared will be key to minimizing loss and damage.